Facts that we are supposed to know about. Food labels are more than just labels or prints or packages. These are actually very important. These are actually a very important topic for us to discuss because it doesn't just only protect our health, but it also guides our choices. And today in the studio with me is Miss Musherifa Amadu, who is a nutritionist, SDG advocate, and a member of GAND. You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. All right, so I know that this month, July, is actually Nutrition Month, right?
Yes, it is.
So tell us what it's all about.
So basically, July is National Nutrition Month, but then the Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, that's GAN, we are running a campaign to create more awareness to nutrition labels. And then the campaign is #ReadTheLabel.
Wow.
Yes.
#ReadTheLabel.
Yes, #ReadTheLabel GH. And then this to help consumers make informed decisions, and also so that we can make choices that are good for our health and our well-being.
All right. So why do food labels actually matter?
Because food labels are very important, and then every food label tells a story. So it's not just about the packaging, but then it's going to give you informed choices on the calories you need, whether there are allergens in the food products, and then the number of servings per gram or you need in a day, and also the daily value. But then oftentimes people overlook it. Like, how many times will somebody go into a supermarket and then the first thing that comes to their mind is the food labeling? No, I think mostly people would tend to look at the packaging and then also branded items. Some people also have the perception that if it's more expensive, then it means it's of good quality.
Yeah,
and some also make choices based on their financial constraints. So they go in for the cheaper one. Meanwhile, ignoring the labels and what is truly inside the food.
So what are the key things people should always look out for when it comes to the labels?
So when it comes to the label, we have like basically 3 parts. That's like maybe the packaging. So if you take this for instance, you have the packaging, and then you would have the nutrition facts or the nutrition label. So the nutrition facts will tell you the number of servings per the whole container, and then we also have the ingredients. Many a times you'd find a food brand or food package where they'll be like sugar-free or no other sugars. When they say no other sugars, it doesn't mean that the food in itself doesn't contain sugar.
Oh, that's new.
It means in the processing of the food product, sugar wasn't added. But then when you look at the ingredients, you can see sugar being listed as part of the ingredients.
All right. So you know what? We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to continue this conversation.
You see and hear the gunshots almost every day of your life.
In Cape Town, 79 children were killed in just 3 months. A community fights to stop the violence. But is there a way out? BBC Africa Eye, inside Cape Town's gang wars.
When the stars come out, Ghana Weekend turns up the lights. From the hottest red carpet moments to the wildest after parties. And for all your celebrations, anniversaries, and unforgettable moments, if it's happening, we are there. First, fast, and fabulously. Your front row pass to Ghana's A-list lifestyle is just a click or a channel away. GhanaWeekend.com and Ghana Weekend TV, where fame meets the fans. Promote your next big event with us, because when you party with the stars, the whole nation of black stars should know. Visit GhanaWeekend.com, watch and subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle at GhanaWeekend.com, on X at Ghana Weekend, on TikTok, Ghana Weekend, and on Facebook at Ghana Weekend. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, all access, all glam, all yours.
All right, welcome back. We're still here discussing about food labeling. And yeah, so before we went on the break, we're talking about the three most important things that people should look out for, or some of the most important things that people should look out for when it comes to food labeling. And you were saying?
Yes, I was saying that some of the important things people should look out for is the nutritional facts, and then also they should look at the ingredients, and then they should also look at the label itself, because sometimes you'd find a label saying no sugars, but then there are other sugars when you look at the ingredients. When they say no sugars, it means that sugar was not added in the processing of the particular food product.
Right.
Yes, but then sugar can be marked. When you look at the nutritional facts, below the nutritional facts, we have the ingredients that would list, like if it ends in OES, it means it's a form of sugar, which can be fructose, it can be maltose, can be dextrose, so that means it's a bit sweet. And then when you look at the nutritional facts, we do have the daily value, and we have the servings. So for instance, if you take a product, you'd realize that when they say 1 daily serving, it means that from that thing, it can be, let's say, the whole pack per serving. That means the nutritional list you have there is for 1 serving, and not for the entire box.
Right.
So when you tend to consume the entire box, you are consuming more servings.
More of everything.
Yes, more of everything in essence. So if in the box it is labeled as 2 servings, and then the calories is 150 calories, and then you take the entire box thinking that you are thinking 150 calories. It's actually not 150 calories. It is times 2 or times 3 per the number of servings that you have there. And then also the daily value would let you know that if it's, let's say 5%, daily value is low. If it's about 20%, it is high. And then the main ingredients that are listed are in form of carbohydrates, protein, and then fats. And one thing most people don't pay attention to is that when we come to calories, you get a lot of calories from minute amounts of fats.
Right.
Because fats tends to have more calories than carbohydrates and protein. Now, when we talk about calories, what are calories? Calories are basically the energy you get from food. It's just like a car. For a car to function properly or move properly, you need to buy fuel inside it. So when we eat in the food,
it's like
it's like a fuel for our body. And then based on your level of physical activity or your nutritional needs, you need certain amount of calories per day. So the nutritional facts help guide us to make informed decisions based on your current nutritional status.
All right, so let's talk about expiry dates. You know, sometimes on the box we see expiry date, we see best before, and we see manufacture date. What's the difference between those three?
Okay, so the manufacturing date of the product will tell you the day the product was manufactured or the day it was made. Now we have the best before and the expiry date. The best before date will let you know that, okay, you are supposed to consume it before this date. At that point, you would still have the nutritional values and everything intact. But then beyond that, it's more of a safety issue. So beyond that, the nutrients might tend to deteriorate. You not get the fulfillment you're supposed to get from it. But then when they say it has expired, that means it's deteriorated. So there it is a safety issue. So when you consume it, you can have adverse health effects. But then the best before dates, when you consume it, you wouldn't have adverse health effects.
All right, so on the screen right now, we actually have like nutrition facts of, you know, a product. So can we go through it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you'd see that we have the nutrition facts, we have the serving size, and we have servings per 12 container. Then we have the amount per servings. We have 120 calories. So that means 120 calories per serving.
Yeah.
And then these servings can be measured in either grams or by using container or in ounces. So we have the total fat. So usually with the total, you see that it has a daily value, the total fat, which is 6 grams, and that's 9%. But most of it.
So basically, the daily value is everything that you get after that serving for the
yes,
day?
Yeah. So what's like you need, daily value, what you need in a day. So now we realize that this product has saturated fats and trans fats, and then usually when we come to fats, we are looking more towards the healthy fats.
The good fats.
Yeah, the good fats. That's the polyunsaturated and the monounsaturated, as compared to the saturated and the trans fats. So when you look at this, this is going to give you an informed decision.
So is this healthy fat?
So you see that the total fat is 6 grams, right?
Right.
But then 3.5 grams of it is from saturated fats. That's the unhealthy. But then 1.5 grams is from the poly, and the 1 gram is from the monounsaturated, which is actually the healthy fat.
So those are the healthy ones.
So this
so
one
we
will
have
tell you
more
that
unhealthy fat from
exactly.
this food. That's the saturated fat.
Yes.
Oof.
So this is going to help you make informed decisions.
Right.
And when you also look at the ingredients, you'd realize that, so what most people don't know is that with the ingredient section, is the majority or the major component of the ingredients is what comes first, or the one that has more weight.
Oh,
yeah, so
okay,
that's how they, yes.
All right, so when we look at it here, the first one, or the, it's
corn syrup.
Corn syrup.
Yeah, so that means for this product, majority of it is corn syrup.
So next of what is more is high fructose corn syrup.
Exactly.
So that is also high too.
Yeah, that's also high
That's
too.
Sugar.
Yes. All of this is like intense,
so
like
there's
sugar.
Water, and there's sugar again, and there's enriched bleach, and there's unbleached flour. Oh, no, that's a lot.
So, and then
I think
when you realize...
This has to be sweets or something.
Yes, this is very, very sweet.
This is a very, very sweet product.
And
whatever
you
product
notice
this
that
is.
it has a lot of ingredients in there. So when there are a lot of ingredients in there listed in the product, it means that there's a high process, that this is a very processed food product. As compared to when it has like less ingredients and like ingredients, but when it has more ingredients, the more chances are that it is a highly processed food product and it's highly unhealthy for you.
All right, so talking about highly processed food and obviously it being unhealthy, sometimes we have the urge to want to splurge some money on maybe something very sweet, maybe some chips. I'm not eating it in a long time. I just want to treat myself a bit, okay, just being Christy sometimes, just want to happy myself sometimes. I might go for something like this. Maybe that's once in a while. So how should I eat this?
Okay, so now when you're going for like something sweet, even with that, you should still make guided choices. That's why you realize that when you have something, you can have something very sweet but would have less ingredients. And then also that you check the serving sizes. So that means you just you measure, because most people don't have the
because a lot of times we see servings
people just think it's there for fun.
The sizes, but we do not really measure.
Yes.
And I can see, can we go back to the other one? I saw something very interesting. It says 7 per container. That's 12.
Yes.
So 7 per container, that's 12.
Yes.
Does that mean 12 of the...
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So usually if you'd actually take your time to measure, you'd realize that what you're supposed to eat out of this container is very small.
So
but then somebody would intend take the whole container. So now they're saying that this is giving you 210 calories. And it's 7 per container. So you'd think that when I eat this whole container, I'm getting 210 calories. But no, that's not it. You're getting 210 times 12. Yes, so you're actually getting more
Oh my God,
calories.
times 12.
Yes, and most of your calories are going to be from sugars.
Yeah.
Because this is
that's
high.
bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Because
it's not like avocado, it's not like good.
No.
It's not like good fat.
No.
It's not like good energy.
This
is sugar
high,
energy.
Yes, it's high in sugars. And then when you have let's say if you're a very active person, then you would intend to have
burn it.
Yeah, you burn it because you use more carbohydrate. But then when you are not an active person,
this is a problem.
This is a problem because this is going to be stored almost immediately. And now we are in a period where Ghana is kind of having an increase in trend in diabetes, in hypertension, and cholesterol and obesity. And all these stem from our food choices and the things we eat.
And we don't read labels.
Yes, and we don't read labels.
Because,
a lot of people
okay,
don't read
you know
labels.
what? Honestly, when it comes to me, when it comes to nutrition facts or labeling, the only ones that I've really paid attention to is probably my workout protein weighs, because that one is per servings, and you know, I like to measure because I don't want to go overboard and something might happen to me. But I think it's actually very important that we actually pay attention to everything.
Yes, you have to pay attention to everything on the label, because then you can make informed choices for yourself. And then also some food labelings would like indicate that, okay, maybe this has a lot of fructose, this has maybe if it's lactose, and then if you're lactose intolerant, this would help you guide on that side, like, and it will guide you against allergens. Because for me, I am lactose intolerant, so when I'm going in for a dairy product or a milk product, I go in for the one that has like is lactose free. Yes, and then some people have soy allergies, so you check and see if it's there, gluten, like, so you check the ingredients to make sure that the things you are allergic to are not listed in the ingredients list, not just on the surface of the container.
So I'm going to take you back to something that you just said. Now, you said the number of cases in diabetes and hypertension and, you know, some of this lifestyle disease are actually increasing right now in Ghana. And we talked about some of these sugars. So let's go back again and identify the red flags. Let's do that again, especially when it comes to added sugar. So tell us what we need to know, like sugar and fat and all those things. Tell us what we really need to know or what we should look out for as red flags.
Okay, so red flag number one is if on the labeling, other sugars can be maxed. It can be said that no other sugars, but when you look at the ingredients like this, for instance, we have here corn syrup, we have high fructose, we have
and it said
sugar.
High.
Yes,
it said high.
It says high, yes. So all these are forms of sugars, and then the simplest form of carbohydrates in the body is like it's when you eat food that's high in carbohydrates, it's been converted to glucose, which is a form of sugar. So in essence, with this, you are taking a lot of sugar into your body. And then when there's like excessive intake of sugar and there's accumulation in the body, then it's going to cause a problem. When you look at this, for instance, it also tells you that the total fat, and like I mentioned earlier, 6 grams of fat is going to give you a particular number of calories more than carbohydrates is going to give you. So now you'd even notice here, they say calories from fats is 50% calories, it's up there, 50 calories from fat out of the 210. And then we have the trans fats, which is the saturated, and the trans fats is actually giving you more than the mono and the polyunsaturated
so
fats.
The healthy ones are the healthier options are the
unsaturated
fat,
and the mono
unsaturated
and then that
fats.
is even very small, and then the unhealthy one, which is the saturated,
is now higher.
So this will tell you that this is not good.
So what about salt?
Okay, so salt is also there, which is sodium, which is 230 grams. Yes.
Is that a lot?
Yes, but then you'd realize that it's for 12 servings. So if you're taking it per servings, then it's okay. Because ideally, most people don't know, but then you are allowed to take the daily allowance of salt you're supposed to take as 1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon is how many grams or how many?
That's about 200 grams.
Okay, so that's about 200 grams. Right?
Yes, that's about 2 grams. But this is 230 milligrams.
And is that good?
Yes, per the 12. If you're going to take it per the 12 servings, because this per the 12, that means it's 230 divided by 12.
Right.
So per each 7, you're going to have that. But then if you consume all of this together, then it becomes...
How many calories are we supposed to take in a day?
Okay, so general advice, it says that you're supposed to consume about 2,000 calories.
Oh, okay.
But then the calories you consume in a day, first of all, would depend on your physical activity, your nutritional needs, and then whether you are currently dealing with a health condition or not. Yes, and then based on the activities you do.
I had to go through this with you because I really needed to understand this, because I have friends in, say, the West, Europe and the Americas, like, the way they diet is not the way I diet. I eat in portions, you understand? I say, okay, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, make your plate colorful, and then I'm good, and then I go and exercise, I'm fine. But they actually do labeling. Their dieting have to do with the whole, this thing you're talking about. And you have just opened my eyes to, you know, this, the importance of labeling. So yeah, I think we should all incorporate that, especially for the fact that we need to know how many calories we need to consume in a day. Because if I see this and you hadn't explained it to me, it's a possibility that if I like something like this, I can actually finish the whole 12 servings in a day, especially if it's a box of cheese or something, I mean, chips or something. I might finish it in the whole day, and that's getting 210 times 12 calories.
Yes. Which is actually a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it's like I'm eating the food I'm supposed to eat the whole day in one sitting.
Yes, and actually like 12 serving does not necessarily even mean the whole day, because like per serving.
Yeah.
So yes, and you eat like 3 times. And then you'd realize that with some people, maybe the way I would eat is different from the way you would eat because of my body needs and requirements.
Wow.
For instance, let's say I am of optimal nutritional status, and then somebody is trying to lose weight. So the number of calories the person would require are different from the number of calories I would also require. So
Right.
all these people should take into consideration all these before they eat.
All right, so what are some tips that you will give parents when they're buying snacks?
Oh, when they're buying snacks, first of all, they should look at the serving sizes, and they should look at if there are added sugars or if there are salt. Salt can be marked as sodium, fats, and then the daily value. Because sometimes you'd buy a kid snack, and then because to make the kids like eat the snack more, they can be like added some other preservatives, like added sugars and all that. You'd see that as sugar-free, but then when you look at the list of ingredients, you'd see sugar being marked in the form of different names, mostly scientific names.
Wow. So you talk about budgets, like people looking at budgets before they actually choose. Well, what about label reading on a budget? What's...
Yes, I mean, you can still, I think there are very good products that are still on the budget. So that's why it's important for you to read the labels. And that's why we are running the hashtag Read the Label campaign. The fact that the product is high, like it's very expensive, doesn't mean that it is a very healthy one.
Right.
So you just have to read the label and know the number of servings, know the calories, the daily value. So the daily value, if it's 5%, it means it's low. If it's like 20% and above, it means it's high. So you just have to look at that
really like this.
to make informed like
So behind
choices.
every food label lies a story. Make yours a healthy one.
Yes,
Hashtag
exactly.
read the label GH.
Yes.
And you're right about that.
Yes, that's the campaign we are running. Because like most people don't look at, some people, because they are looking for the budget, they just go, okay, how much is this? How much is this? They make comparison of the prices.
So what about if a product does not have labels? What do we
So
do?
that means it's not good for you. And also, if the label is not in a language you read, you can understand or you can read. It's just better to avoid that label. Because you wouldn't know what you're putting into your body.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any final message?
So yes, hashtag read the label. I know this is going to sound a bit tedious, and then it's very important because you are preserving your own body. Your body is a temple, and you are supposed to take good care of it. And then these things that people look at and feel like, oh, if I just eat this per day, if I eat this per day, it actually goes a long way, because diabetes, hypertension, and these things are not diseases that happen overnight. They come as constant, like they're compounded based on our lifestyle and our food choices. And also join us by following Ghana Academy of Nutrition Dietetics on all social media platforms to be informed and then more aware, be educated, because this whole month is a nutrition month, so we are like sharing tips and on how people can make informed choices so that we can be like self-aware and empower ourselves to have a healthy life, because Ghana deserves to be healthy. Everybody deserves to be
I like that.
well.
Ghana deserves to be healthy.
Yes, we deserve to be
All
healthy.
right, so we have a message from one of the viewers, Mr. Jordan. He said, my name is Jordan, and my question is this. How reliable is the information on the back of the labels? That's a very good one. I'm asking because I'm a gym rat, and it's how I determine calorie intake. Yeah, people that work out, that's how we determine it. Like I said, I don't do this, but when it comes to my protein, my whey protein, I think it's very important that I go through this. So tell us, how can we know that it's real, the right one, and you know?
Okay, so when you look at the food package, aside the nutritional facts and all that, some of them, like he rightly said, yes, some of them have been approved and some of them are not been approved. So you have to look at it and make sure that this thing, has it been regulated? Has it been regulated by the known regulatory bodies, that's the FDA and the GSA? Do they have those labels on their food products? Because if those are not on the product, then that means you can't authenticate the fact that this is actually what they are trying to say.
Right.
Yeah, if what the labels they put there are actually what it is. But then if they are regulated, you find the FDA mark on it, you find the GSA mark on it. So that means it has been tested and approved. So you can then have confidence in the product that what they are putting on there is what it is.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this
Thank you too,
conversation.
Chris.
Ladies and gentlemen, so we've been speaking to Musherifa Sungbawera Amadu, who's a nutritionist, SDG advocate, and a member of GAND. And like she said, or like they are saying, behind every food label is a story. And of course, I'm sure you want your story to be the positive one and a healthy one. We want all of you to stay alive, stay healthy. So it's important to go through your food labels. Anyway, follow the hashtag
Read the label GH.
Hashtag read the label GH. Tell your friends about it, tweet about it, tell everyone about it, how important it is to read the label. It's time for us to check out our entertainment highlight of the day.